Well, hello, Young and the Restless Daily Recap fans. Today's daily recap is for Wednesday, September the 4th, 2004. Wednesday, September the 4th. Well, Chance and Summer meet at the park. She's so happy. She had a great day. It's still going great. She and Kyle have an appointment with the attorney for, just updated custody and visitation. They're on the same page. Um, she even was nice to Claire. She tells Chance she had a great meeting with Chelsea and Chloe and Sally. She said Sally kind of was distracted in the beginning, but she, focused and it was a great meeting. And she's just going on and on. She goes, wait a minute. I'm talking about myself. How's your day going? And Chance tells him, he goes, I don't know, Summer. He was in the office earlier with Billy, and he's like, things I just don't see them going well. And he told her, Billy fired Lily. And she's like, wait, what? She's been the one that's kept this company afloat all this time. And Chance says, I know. I'm not happy with this. I'm not liking this. And I don't know. And Summer says, you know what, Chance, nobody would fault you if you just wanted to actually get out of there before it completely sinks. That's just something that you have every right to think about. So little Katie comes to the office. She and Billy had a lunch date, and Billy is so busy barking orders, yelling at everybody, get him this, get him that. I better have it on my desk at the end of the he's just autocratic. And somebody said, well, listen, can I speak to Miss Winters, because she either had a different direction or vision she had them going in, and he goes, she's no longer with us, so you got to deal with me, get what I want and get it to me like ASAP, right? And he hangs up, and Katie sees him. She goes, are you okay, Dad? And he's like, oh, Katie, I didn't mean for you to see that. Yeah, I'm okay. I'm fine. You know, she goes, Dad, lunch. We had oh, yeah, lunch. No, no. She goes, are you not free? He goes, no, I'm free. I'm free. We're going to go to lunch. So they go to society, and the phone was ringing to Billy's phone nonstop. Katie's trying to tell him what her problem is. She's like, good, because I have a problem we got to solve, right? It has something to do with the sports team she's on, and she feels she should be captain, and blah, 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 right? He every 2 seconds phone rings. Excuse me, and this answers it. So finally, she's like, you know what, Dad? If you were too busy, you should have just canceled. you know. And he's like, no, Katie, it's just very a lot going on. But no, you're right. No, I'm gonna turn the phone off. So he turns the phone off, and they talk, and he gives her some suggestions with her problem, and he takes her back to the office, and Chance is there, so she says hi to Chance. Chance says hi to her. Victoria comes to pick her up, right? And Billy looks at Chance, and he says, so are you ready to apologize for the way you acted earlier today? And I thought, whoa, now that's arrogant, because Chance wasn't doing or saying anything he needed to apologize for. And he looked at Billy, and he goes, oh no, not exactly. But I do have a proposition for you. And Billy's looking at him like, what? Because, earlier today he told Chance, yo, 2 seconds in the corporate world and you feel like you know. So, Chance, we'll see what he says. But bottom line, guess whose last name is Chancellor? It's Chance. It's Chance. You see, as far as bloodline, yeah, Billy's blood to Jill. Billy is no blood to the Chancellor bloodline. Philip, Chance's father, is. See, so we're talking succession is Chance, not Jill's spawn from another marriage. Okay. So now we have Sharon still wigging out. Faith is, they're running extra test on her because, she's got conditions and they got to make sure everything's okay. And Sharon just, oh my God, dude, what do you think, Nick? Oh, trying to really get Nick wound up. So Phyllis stops by. She brings a teddy bear, and she goes, "Teddy bears make everybody feel better, don't you? Teddy bears make everybody smile." And I'm looking at that teddy bear, and I'm thinking back to when I was 20. Don't bring me no teddy bear. you know, why would I want a teddy bear? What am I supposed to do with it? Am I supposed to take it on the plane back with me to my dorm? I didn't think so, Phyllis. Teddy bear? You ain't even given Lucy a teddy bear. And Lucy's much younger than Faith. So you want to give a teddy bear, should have been given to Lucy as she looked at it and looked at you, right? So Faith was asleep when she first got there. So Sharon says, "You know what? This is not a good time. Leave it. I'll tell her it was from you." And she looks at Sharon, and Nick is like, "Ooh." So Phyllis is like, "Well, okay." So she leaves, and Nick says, "I'll see you out." So he walks around the curtain with Phyllis, and they're talking and, just talking. And Phyllis is like, he goes, "Listen, I'm sorry for that. She's just really worried. We don't know why Faith is still here." She goes, "I know. And they released Lucy. So I know that's putting you both on edge. I know you're both worried." She was trying to be there for Nick, right? So Phyllis is touching his arm, upper arm. I don't even know if she touched his face. I think it was more upper arm and, being, because there's nothing romantic going on between, excuse me, Phyllis and Nick. No. So Sharon peeks around because Faith woke up. Sharon peeks around the corner and she sees Phyllis touching Nick. And there she goes. "Phyllis, I thought you'd be gone by now." And she goes, "I'm getting ready to leave right now. Just saying a few words to Nick." And Faith hears her. She goes, "Is that Phyllis? Phyllis, is that Phyllis?" And Nick says, "Yes." She goes, Can Phyllis come in?" So Phyllis looks at Nick and pretty much ignores Sharon, looks at Nick and he goes, "Yeah, she said she wants you to see, go on in." And Sharon's just like, so Faith wanted to talk to her. She wanted to apologize. She feels the accident's all her fault. She took her eyes off the road for 1 minute, oh my goodness, shouldn't have, blah, blah, blah. But anyway, Phyllis is like, "No, this is not your fault. This is not your fault, period. You are not to blame for this." She says, "Actually, Lucy is," well, how did she say? Lucy is, what did she, in other words, Lucy caused this, right? Not you. You were trying to help Lucy. She goes, "But perhaps if we wouldn't have been in this accident," she says, "and so much worse could have happened. She could have been so drunk she got in a car with a stranger and we could have never seen her again. Or medically, she could have kept drinking and, you know, alcohol poisoning, although Phyllis didn't say that. But she goes, no, no, Faith, I'm happy you were there for Lucy." So she's like, don't blame yourself and don't blame Lucy. Now, when she said, "and don't blame Lucy," because I think she said Lucy was at fault, but don't blame her. Like she's a kid. And Sharon, when Sharon heard that, because see, now Cameron appears, "Don't blame Lucy. We know who's to blame." And so we'll see if Sharon bursts in and does her crazy Sharon thing or not. But my whole thing is Phyllis was doing great up until she got to that point. Don't tell people who not to blame, right? Because if this were the other way around, Phyllis would be laying the blame on the other child and their parents alike, because that's Phyllis, period. And we know that. So I'm saying, okay, Sharon's gonna go after that, right? So now we have Oh, I didn't finish with Chance and Billy. So Chance tells Billy, where he goes, "You here to apologize?" And he goes, "No, I have a proposition for you." Oh, I did tell you that. Chance told him that. So we'll see where they're going to go with that. And last but not least, we have little Miss Lucy with her little Miss attitude. Heather and Daniel took her to Crimson Lights, after they checked her out the hospital. She goes, "Why are we here? I just want to go home. I don't want to see anybody. I want to go home." And my thing is, I'm happy Sharon isn't there because now is not the time to be seeing Sharon, right? No. So they're like, "No, we just want to talk to you, Lucy. We just want to, you're just getting out the hospital. Let's just have your favorite, whatever her favorite drink is, get a little pastry, and let's just relax a bit." "No, I want to know what my punishment is because we could talk about that tomorrow." Is what Heather's saying. "Oh, so I got to wait a whole 24 hours to find out what my fate is? That's more punishment than anything." So they take her out to the patio. She goes, "Just get it out the way. Just tell me now." And Summer shows up and she goes, "Hi." And she looks at Lucy. She goes, "How you doing, Lucy?" "It's fine." "Okay, good, good. But this could have been different, right?" Because see, Faith is Summer's sister. So Summer just looks at her, and then next thing you know, Summer's sitting down between Daniel and Heather. And I thought, what's Summer doing? I didn't know they wanted her there, Daniel and Heather. And they're telling her what her fate is, telling Lucy what her fate is. And I'm going to tell you, everybody, this is the first time to me. If you could think of any other time, let me know, in soap opera history, that parents try to set any kind of relatable punishment, a punishment that fits the crime on their child. I've never seen it. Daniel says, "Okay, case in point, you got off easy. You didn't have to go before a judge because if you had, that'd have been a $250 fine. So your mother and I feel like this. You still owe $250 for what you've done. And you're going to donate it to Cassie's something." There's a charity Sharon had set up in Cassie's honor, you know, to help raise awareness for teenage drinking. She goes, "How am I supposed to, how am I supposed to raise $250? My allowance don't cover that. It could take years for me to make that kind of money." Heather says, "Well, do more babysitting or get a part-time job." Right? And Lucy looks at her like, Summer's just sitting there. And then he goes, "And you would have to do 32 hours of community service." You're still going to do that on top of paying back a fine? How's that fair? What? No, oh, non-negotiable. You're going to do 32 hours of community service. And then Heather says, "Oh, and that's not all." And I was like, "That ain't all? All right, then go ahead." Because see, she stuck in a bar, stole some things, right? Said, you wanted to take driver's ed this fall because you wanted to get your driver's license, your learner's permit. Oh, you're going to have to postpone that. You won't be taking it this semester because of what you've done. Hey, Morris.
Yeah, I figured I should ask before I go into my car. Was my little water bottle on the desk?
No.
Oh, okay, then maybe I just left it in my car. Jesus Christ,
Yeah,
okay.
it's not on the desk. All right. Okay, bye.
Okay.
She's like, "How is that fair? How is that?" She goes, "You know what? We need to impress upon you what you did, period." And so she goes, "Well, I want to go home. I'm ready to go home." So she gets up. walks away from the table, and Daniel and Heather are talking to Summer. They're saying, we're trying to get her to see what she did was really, really wrong. And they're trying to justify to Summer their punishment. And Summer says, "Oh, I think you were too easy on her." Now Phyllis would have said, "No, no, she learned her lesson. She says she's sorry. Don't, nothing else is needed." Summer says, "No, mm-mm." She says, "Look, I grew up with not having to take any consequences for whatever I did." She says, "And I kind of wish I would have had consequences." She says, "While you all were talking to Lucy," and the camera showed Summer, Summer's just studying Lucy's body language. She says, "I was watching her. She's not concerned at all about what she did. She's only concerned about her punishment." And Heather's like, "Right? We feel the same way. It's like she's not getting the gravity." What could have happened? I don't know why my asthma's acting up, y'all. I hate it. So anyway, they were happy that Summer understood and was kind of in agreement with them. And that's it. Goodness, that's it. And I'm gonna have to take care of this little flare up here. So remember, I will be in Thailand. So my recaps will be a little fewer between, and they'll be on my cell phone, but I'm going to definitely try to make sure I get to them. I'll see you on the next recap.